Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Walk in Favor Network. This is the All About Favor show. I am your host, Pastor KZ. Y'all, it's been a phenomenal week. Oh my goodness, so many great emails. And I just want to thank all of you for all of your support, your encouraging words, and all of the blessings that you have bestowed upon me. As I said, I've been wearing gifted jewelry items all week. How y'all like that? I've gotten a lot of compliments that you all like the spring colors that I've been wearing this week. So again, thank you so much for all of your encouraging words and your inspirational words and your emails that inspire a lot of the topics that I have. Hey, I'm ending the week with my Boy Bye t-shirt in yellow and black. Come on, y'all. Get these emails out and get these orders rolling. Boy Bye, you're doing too much. And I do have the sisters emailing me, asking me about how about putting some stuff up with Girl Bye on it. So we're working on that also. Now, I want to end this week with this thought. And it was inspired from a book in the Old Testament. Y'all know I'm a pastor. I go back to the Word all the time. But I'm just one of those pastors that is not so spiritually stuck that I can't see what's going on around me. But I use the book to encourage you and inspire you. And the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, chapter 3, verse 10. And it gives us a synopsis of this. There is a time for everything. There's a time for everything. So I end this week off with saying there's a time for everything, but I'm going to go out on a limb and tell someone watching today, perhaps it's time for you to let go of some situations, some habits, and some people. Time's up. Time's up. The season has come to an end. Life, y'all, is like the four seasons. Know when the season for something or someone is up and be okay to move forward with your life. Sometimes, and I can't say this enough, you have to leave some people where they are. You got to leave some situations behind. You've got to put aside some things that happened in the past because it's unproductive and it's unfruitful. Yes, it hurt you. Yes, it was a horrible situation. Yes, it was traumatic to you, but it's holding you back. You cannot stay in bondage and let situations and people hold your emotions and your spiritual walk captive. Now, let me say this on this tip. There's so many people out there, as they love to use this term, but let me go ahead and say it. They're church hurt. Now, church hurt involves a whole lot. I will say this. That is a place that people go to for respites. I always say, and I believe with all my heart, a church is a form of a hospital. Most people that go to the hospital are sick. And sometime when you go to a hospital, there's an emergency room, urgent care, if you will. Do you know some people come to church because they're looking for urgent care? Or because there's an emergency situation going on in their life and they need assistance right then? Think about it. When you go to the ER or urgent care, the first line of defense or activity that goes on after obtaining your personal information is they begin to take your vitals and they begin to assess the urgency of your situation. You know, one of the things in a hospital is the minute they see blood, that's the first line of business. The minute they see someone not being able to breathe, that's the first nature. So in a church, we got people come in there for urgent care. Some people come in there for emergency care. And then you got some people come there, and a lot of time you come in, you get what you need, you get a prescription, go get the prescription filled, and you begin to feel a little bit better. So that way you no longer need the hospital per se, but you need continuous care. So then what do? Is they inform you and refer and recommend you to go to your primary caregiver. That's what we as pastors become. We're your primary caregivers of your spiritual needs. Now, sometime part of being a caregiver as a pastor is sometime I have to do something very difficult and inform someone that, you know what, I know that hurt you really bad. And I know that was a horrific situation and experience. But there comes a time that you have got to know that the season is up for that. Now is the time for you to let that go so you can move forward in your life. Now, be okay with doing that. And you'll sometimes have to do what is necessary to protect your peace. See, if you're in a situation and you don't have no peace of mind, you can't sleep right, your eating patterns is off, and you stay in a state of anxiety and uproar, and then you start letting resentment, bitterness, and unforgiveness brew. See, your primary care physician has now have to evaluate and assess that this situation requires urgent care. We're going to have to do a whole lot more than just put a little oil on you and pray over you. Now we got to do some other things for you. We've got to refer you out to get counseling or to get other care support systems for you. And this is where a lot of issues arise in the church. A lot of churches don't believe in counseling. They don't believe in nothing but just praying about it, put it on the altar, and that person's still sick and in need of urgent care, and they're not getting their needs met. And the minute something goes awry or they get their feelings hurt or something goes on, now they leave and I ain't never coming back to this church no more. They don't help me. They ain't help me. All I've been doing is praying, and nothing has been changing. You can't allow because one situation didn't work out for you that you give up on God. See, some people go to church looking at the leadership as God, when leadership is human just like you are. People make mistakes. And I always tell people we are human. We have everyday problems just like our congregation. As pastors, there are days when we going through stuff emotionally. There are times when we have to fast and we have to pray. Or we might have a bad kid. We might have a situation going on in our marriage. We might have a financial issue. We are human, just like you are. But the problem is with some of these leaders is they want the parishioners to look at them like they are gods and like they are sitting here and the people are here. You got to understand we all gonna be held accountable for how we mistreat people and how we mishandle people. I don't desire people to look at me and sit me up on a pedestal. You're not relatable then. Yes, I am full in agreement that our lifestyle and our character, it's got to be above reproach. And when we mess up, we got to be able to say, I didn't get that right and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. We got to be able to do that. But what we cannot continue to do is allow the people that we are responsible for helping them and empowering them and encouraging and loving on them spiritually and teaching them the word. We cannot allow people to use as an excuse over and over and over again that this how I've been and this is how it's supposed to be and nothing's gonna never change for me. No. We can't do that because God is a God of possibilities. God will take a no and turn it into a yes. You've got to let people know, don't give up hope. But you also got to be very firm and let a person know you're holding on to that bitterness too long. You're holding on to that unforgiveness. You've got to be able to release that. You've got to be able to give somebody the gift of goodbye. and be okay with that. You've got to be okay with, as I said the other day, changing your location, get a new direction. You got to be okay with changing some bad habits that you have. You've got to be okay with that and know when the season is up. Be okay if they left you. Be okay with that, because you don't even realize that was God's way of protecting you from something. Be okay that they didn't choose you. Also, be okay if you don't choose them. Be okay if you're the one who have to leave. Be okay with that. But be at peace with your life. You've got to protect and prioritize your peace and your emotional wellness, because I know a lot of people don't think about this, and prayer is good, fasting is good, all that stuff is great, and staying in your word, that is good. But you know what? Some people, you got to meet people where they are spiritually. And one thing I love about the word is when it was 4,000 people, when it was 5,000 people, Jesus, Yeshua, told the disciples, sit them all down and feed them. See, somebody coming to you hungry, and you saying, as Jesus said, and just saying, oh, well, I'm going to pray that God open up a door and you get a meal today. When it's within your power to bless that person, they come to you, they hungry. Feed them. See, Jesus knew it was important to help meet these people daily needs. It was a whole bunch of people that was tired. They had been waiting on him all day. They done traveled from miles around on foot just to see him. Feed these people, give them respite, and then I'll give them a word. See, sometimes we don't think that way because we got so many handlers. We got 10 armor bearers. You've got to have 3 secretaries. You got to make 20 appointments to see the pastor. And most of the time, the pastor got 20 assistants. So you're never going to see him. You're never going to see her. And I always tell people, I never want to get so big and so high that I can't reach out and touch somebody, that I can't embrace somebody who just lost their mama, who just lost their child, who just lost a spouse, and say, be comforted. I don't ever want to get that way where I got 20 armor bearers. What I need that many people for? I want you all to understand. Seasons change in all of our lives, but you've got to recognize and know when the season is up. You've got to know when time's up for certain things. You know, people like to say, well, there's all styles of worship now, and you got to draw the young people, But what you're drawing the young people with is not word. What you're drawing the young people with is forms of entertainment, which ain't nothing wrong with that in its proper place. But I still believe a worship service should maintain a level of holiness and a level of respect and sanctity for the sake of where you are. See, God's word, it never changes. It never changes. So what I am reminding you of, know when time is up for something, and get yourself in a place emotionally where you can know when the time is up and the season has changed, and be okay with letting some things go and letting some people go. Now, we're upon Palm Sunday, which is coming. Don't forget about that this week. And remember the story of Palm Sunday. And make room for what's next in your life. When the time is up for something and the season has changed, it's not a bad thing. Make room for better. Open your heart up for something new and something good. Sometime God has saved you from a bad situation down the road. You know, my grandmother used to always say, baby, better to hurt a little bit now than a whole lot down the road. So sometime identify and recognize when the season is up in the early stages before you get too far in it. I always say this, get focused. Watch as well as pray. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your family and loved ones over the weekend and celebrate Palm Sunday. And guess what? Those of you who don't believe in it, that's okay too. Still, walk in love and walk in peace. And more importantly, watch as well as pray. Y'all comment, like, and share at the end of the video. Send me some emails. Follow me and subscribe if you have not. I'm on all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Yahoo. Y'all come on down over there to TikTok and see the cat lady. I pray that you all enjoyed this week of shows. And again, thank those of you again who purchase and make purchases and gift my many books to other people. Thank you so much. And thank those of you who bless me via my Amazon link in the bio, because I have a couple of wish lists on there. So thank you for your blessings. And all of the people that have gifted me the jewelry, I truly hope that I gave a good representation the last few weeks on the jewelry. And I have so much. I'll represent different ones and different pieces at different times. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Hey, boy, buy t-shirts. Get some. I know y'all like this spring color. This actually is the best seller that I have in this t-shirt. And I do have some spiritual t-shirts coming up. But hey, I like to hit everybody. Cause see, there's an opportunity to witness and minister to people in places that you never thought you could. Whenever I do my sports wrap up, I get so many comments and garner so many emails from men who watch sports, who ended up being subscribers to this channel, y'all. And I got some day one subscribers who came to the platform based on my ability to give them a good sports wrap up. And I'll incorporate that sometime off and on with the season. Hey, who y'all got in the NBA finals? And don't forget, you also got the NFL draft coming up. Y'all have a great weekend.